Feature Story News in Washington, I'm Simon Marks. In a major blow to President Biden's climate change agenda, the Supreme Court has curbed the Environmental Protection Agency's power to limit greenhouse gas emissions from power plants. Indonesian leader Joko Widodo delivered a note today from Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to Russian President Vladimir Putin. And passengers reported chaos at London's Heathrow Airport on Thursday after numerous flights were cancelled at short notice.
Brought to you by Triangle Access Broadcasting, here's a look at the weather in the Oak 93.5 listening area. For tonight, mostly cloudy skies, low around 72. Friday becoming partly sunny, it will be humid with showers and thunderstorms, mainly in the afternoon hours, high around 91. Friday night, partly cloudy with a chance of isolated evening thunderstorms, low around 72. Saturday, partly sunny and humid with showers and thunderstorms, mainly in the afternoon hours, high around 90. And Saturday night, increasing cloudiness with a chance of isolated evening showers and thunderstorms, low around 72. Keep it here on Oak 93.5. I'm Nowcast meteorologist Jim Vaughn.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're now tuned into Chat City with P. Ross. Conversations and interviews are in the queue. Listen or join in. Here she is, P. Ross.
Greetings, 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 everyone. It is P. Ross. Thank you for tuning in to another show at Oak 93.5 Chat City with P. Ross. I am your host, P. Ross. In the studio with me today, I have my very special guest, Kenyetta Brown, Youth Director at First Missionary Baptist Church of Sanford, North Carolina. And I also have with me today, Ajahnah Lambert.
Hey.
One half and co-founder of the sensational singing duo Eclectic Soul. All right, ladies, thank you for coming in and being a part of our show today.
Of course.
Now, we're a few days away from Independence Day, July 4th. What plans do you ladies have for the Independence 4th of July holiday?
I'll be working.
All right.
Well, I'll be relaxing as much as I can. I'm trying to chill, kick my feet up, and maybe be in a pool somewhere, hopefully.
Working and relaxing.
Oh, yeah.
Or chilling in a pool. That sounds good to me. Now, June, we're rounding out the month of June or ending the month of June. And the month of June consisted of a lot of other things, one being Black Music Month. And I had committed to recognizing someone who have made a great contribution to music, who was African American. And this particular time, I have selected a musician. This musician was born in Hamlet, North Carolina in 1926, September 23rd. He's labeled as one of the most influential jazz musicians ever to play. He played alto saxophone, tenor saxophone, and these two instruments made him famous. He helped make modern jazz popular around the world. He was a composer and a band leader as well. Does anyone know who I'm referring to? Look, we're not going to have the guest answer that question today. If you are listening, you have an opportunity to win a ticket to an event that's going to be held in Taylortown, North Carolina. Call 919-899-9305 if you have the answer to that question. All right. As I mentioned before, I do have in the studio with me today Ms. Kenyetta Brown, who is a youth director at First Missionary Baptist Church in Sanford, North Carolina. Thank you, Kenyetta, for stopping in today.
You're so welcome.
She also carried many other titles, but we'll get into that later. Kenyetta, you're a youth coordinator, but you have also experienced that. You also have experience that includes outreach to the homeless and the veteran population in Cumberland County, North Carolina, which is the Fayetteville area. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you've also served in that capacity women, children, men as well. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How did you come to do this type of thing, helping people in crisis?
I think with my background growing up, I feel like my life was surrounded by a constant crisis. So I think it's just something that I'm compelled to do it. I'm compelled to help. I'm a helper by nature, actually. Sometimes I do too much, but it's my joy to do it. I don't mind doing it.
Okay. Now, your attention, I believe, is on the youth. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You're a mom as well.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. She brought her daughter with us to be here with us today. So, and this young lady was nice enough to hand me a gift soon as she walked in the door with my initial on it. I thought that was the sweetest thing, and that just warmed my heart. But youth is your forte.
Yes, ma'am.
So, how did this happen for you?
I joke and I say that I don't even like kids. But I had a lot of intentionality in life. I feel like there was a lot of people that came alongside my mom to help me. And so I like to be that for them, whether it's a sounding board or whether it's at church, whether it's at the park, it doesn't matter. I just try to have a listening ear. I think it's important. They want to feel heard. They want to feel seen. So I just try to be what someone else modeled for me.
Okay. Now, so many unsettling things are happening for youth today.
Yes, ma'am.
How is the school systems handling these issues, in your opinion?
I wish I had like this perfect wrapped up box with a big bow on how they're handling it. I think that they're trying to have forums. I see certain things, but I don't know that it's a one size fit all model. And I think that's what troubles me sometimes. The approach is oftentimes for this one approach for all kids, but they're so different. They come from so many different backgrounds.
Okay. Now, you are a youth leader in your church.
Yes, ma'am.
How is the church handling these issues that a lot of our youth are facing today?
Well, I can't speak for everyone, but I say I just try to be extremely intentional. When they share something with me, because sometimes it's not direct, so you have to listen in a different way, you know, and if there's no relationship, you won't get there. So I feel like for me, I just try to create a relationship that is not where I'm trying to low-key hustle and hear their business to tell their mama and their daddy. But I'm truthful. You know, if something is shared, I do say, well, look, this can't just stop with me. Like I have to tell your mom or I have to tell your grandfather. But I think relationship is so big. Relationships. That's huge. Like you got to know them. They're not going to tell you anything about them if you don't know them, or if they feel like you coming for them or you checking for them. You need to know them. So relationship.
I like that, having a relationship with that person, the young people to, I guess, get to them as needed. Now, Ms. Brown, you are a graduate of Campbell University,
Yes, ma'am.
holding a master's degree in divinity
Yes, ma'am.
and a bachelor's of science degree in psychology.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to give you a house applause on that. So I know with those titles, you are a big asset to your community and surrounding areas and just to a lot of people right now. As far as the religious sector, where families tend to send their children and they trust those in leadership with their children to learn and to develop while they're young, are we stepping off track when the church or other religious programs hire or appoint one without formal training to lead and be in authority of children or youth today, especially after the disappointment that we've seen with the Catholic Church and other type programs such as the church?
All right, I'm gonna be careful in how I answer this.
Okay. Yes.
I think, you know, some people are gifted, right? So I don't want to ever ignore gifting. But I think I'm a mom, and I'm a mom who, my children are my greatest investment, right? So I'm going to do everything I can to protect my investment. So I want the most trained, qualified, sanctified person in the room. So I feel it's a compliment. If they're trained and gifted, that's what I want. That's what I prefer. That's from a mom. That's my mom perspective.
That's good. All right, for those of you that are just joining us, I have in the building with me Miss Kenyetta Brown. She is a youth director at a church in Sanford, North Carolina. And we also have in the building with us Ajanah. I'm sorry. Ajanah. I'm sorry. I always mess that up. Ajahnah Lambert. She is one part of the singing sensation duo Eclectic Soul. Right now, we're focusing on our youth and what's going on with them today, since we do have one in leadership with youth and experience with youth in the building with us today. And also, as I mentioned earlier, we are going to be giving away tickets to an event that is hosted by Eclectic Soul. So if you would like to call in, this number is for you, 919-899-9305. Also, if you have any questions for any of our guests today, please feel free to call in, 919-899-9305. Okay. Mrs. Brown, you're also a member on the Board of Directors in Cumberland County, North Carolina, again, which is the Fayetteville area. What are some of your goals for that area, or as a person on a board such as this?
My goal is that I interact with the citizens, right? And so I appreciate having a space where citizens can feel like they're heard. I think sometimes when you climb these elite circles, sometimes you're not always engaging at every level. So I get the opportunity to engage people at a cookout, at an outreach function, like from so many different areas, and then take it back to make sure we're not missing something. I think DSS does an awesome job, and we offer so many programs, right? But sometimes the community doesn't know about it, or sometimes there's shame, sometimes there's pride, sometimes they've had a awful experience, so then they feel like, I don't want it. And so it gives me an opportunity to give voice to those on the margins.
Oh, wow, that's great. All right, so when it comes to those that are suffering at the hands of social injustices, and like you said, a lot of times they are ashamed, what advice do you give to those that are ashamed? And, how do you steer them to take advantage of the programs that are out there for them?
Hold their hand. Sometimes people will do things with you that they won't do by themselves. So when you're willing to come alongside a person and take the journey with them, I think they're more likely to do it. I can hand you something, but it feels different. It washes over you different when I also say, well, if you don't want to do it by yourself, I remind you that you're not alone, because I'll do it with you. And maybe it's not me, right? But maybe I can get someone else.
Okay. Now, how do you, when you say hold their hand, is it when they come to you, or how do you go out into the communities and grab their hands? I mean, what approaches do you suggest that one should do?
Well, we got to look and see, right? Sometimes we don't see what's right in front of us. For example, if a man passes me with a suit on, I assume what? He's going to work. But maybe he's not going to work. Maybe he's too ashamed to tell his wife that he lost his job and they've been pinching off their 401k for months, right? So you got to look with intentionality to see the things that you ordinarily don't see. So that's how I do it.
That's how you do it. Okay. All right. That's good. What are some of the biggest challenges of our youth today, going back to them, that you see that need to be addressed?
Bullying.
Bullying. Yes.
Huge.
Hold on. Let me give you a house applause on that. Tell us, what do you see with bullying?
4 areas: physical bullying, internet bullying, cyber bullying, verbal, and social. That social and that cyber is huge. Ostracizing people who maybe don't have the same shoes you have on. And even with our black and brown girls, who's rocking the natural hair. If your curl pattern doesn't look like mine, oh goodness, and you have the audacity to wear a fro, they're shaming girls. Wow. And that's leading to suicide and suicide ideation and other things that I've just seen in big numbers in the medical realm.
Bullying is a big thing for me. What can we do to stop it, or tell us what we can do to stop it, and then tell us what we can do to handle it?
I don't know that I have an answer to stop it, but I think that we have to have conversations that are relevant and not these overarching remedies, because sometimes we're having conversations assuming that the child that we're talking to or the population we're talking to are the victim. But sometimes we need to call certain children out because they're the one that's doing the bullying. And sometimes they live in our house. Or sometimes they go to our church, or sometimes they're in our family. And so we have to have the tough conversations of accountability and call the misbehavior what it is.
That's right. Yes, I agree. We still have a bullying in the workplace with adults too. I mean,
well, you asked about the kids, P. Ross.
I know we're gonna stay with children right now, but I'm like, how does it carry over into adulthood? That I will never understand, but it does. It really does. What do you say, Ms. Brown, to the parent? No, let me go back. What do you say to the teen that finds that she is pregnant and the teens that are thinking about having sex at their age?
What do I say to them? I have an honest conversation. So the church would have me tell these young ladies and young men to abstain, right? And that's the feel good answer. I mean, that's what I tell my kids. But here's the reality. They doing stuff. They are making time to do stuff. So I try to approach them with an approachable mentality and an approachable attitude, because if I just, drop the hammer on them, then they shut down, right? So if they are coming to me and saying that they're pregnant, the biggest thing is do not shame them. I've been there. I've had to stand in front of the church with the belly. I've been there, done that. That's not the way. I don't mean no harm. That's not it. And so, because that is counterproductive. And sometimes people need to know that they're loved despite whatever choice they make, whether it's pregnancy, whatever the choice is, having grace and having love, letting them know that, okay, we can get through this. Again, I'm back to, you're not walking the journey alone. I think that there's so much power in sisterhood, brotherhood. I think there's so much power in that.
That's powerful in what you just said. I appreciate that. Should sex education be taught in school?
Help me, Lord. Well, it's taught in my son's school.
Okay.
I think that it's good to have, because some home environments aren't having that conversation. But sometimes the lingo, it wasn't my preference. So as a mom, I tried to collaborate, come alongside, because guess what? It's there. I can't do anything about it. He's learning about it. He's having questions. And if he can't come to me and talk about it, the internet is telling him things that will not be fruitful. Okay. His buddies are telling him things that he can't handle, in the season in which he think, sometimes they think that they can handle those things, but they can't, because emotions come along with that action. It's not just an action.
Okay. Now, sex education in the church, should it be taught there?
Oh, yes. I definitely think it should be taught in the church.
Okay. All right. You're listening to Chat City with P. Ross. In the building I have with me today, Youth Director Kenyetta Brown and Ajahnah Lambert, singer and band member of Eclectic Soul. If you have any questions today for us, feel free to call in at 919-899-9305, or if you just want to join in the chat, feel free to do so. All right. As I mentioned earlier, too, we are going to give away tickets to an event today. The event is not today, but we're going to give away tickets. Feel free to call in for that as well. 919-899-9305. If we get a caller within the next 5 minutes, you have a ticket. All right. Now, Ms. Brown, you have a youth program that you have established for middle school girls called Beauty.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us about Beauty, the acronym, and what it's all about.
Yes, ma'am. Beauty is an acronym. It stands for bold, enthusiastic, ambitious, unique, and talented youth. It is for middle school girls of color. When I say girls of color, I had to help my babies understand that does not just mean African-American girls. It's not a exclusive term. It's an inclusive term, meaning it includes biracial children. It includes Latinos, Hispanic, Asian, and etc. But middle school girls.
Okay. And is that program for women in your area, young women in your area, or?
Well, I live in Fayetteville, and it's actually in Sanford. So if transportation is not an issue, and we actually have, I don't call them campers, I call them scholars. We actually have a scholar that attends from the Fayetteville area. So if they can get there, it's there. It's 8 to 12. It's a half-day program for 4 weeks. It has 3 components. The first component is math, but not in the way you think of math. It's really financial literacy. So we're talking about money, and then like the fact that money is important, and then what affects money. They've learned quite a few things. They've been surprised about money. And then there's a literature component where we take a multicultural approach to literature. And how do we find ourselves? Where do we finding out about ourselves from literature? And then that third component is enrichment. Everything from bullying, like we mentioned earlier, to hygiene, self-esteem, identity, colorism. Oh, it's been some good stuff in the enrichment block.
Sounds like a wonderful program.
Yes.
And I just want to say thank you for establishing something of that nature for young women who need so much and need positive mentorship in our communities. Ms. Brown, how can one reach you to get more information or contact you about this program?
Sure, you can call me directly. It's not a Google number. It's my cell phone number, 910-574-6280. And there's also, you can email me at kenjbrown2011@gmail.com.
Okay. We'll have you repeat that again at the end before the show ends.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. And again, and we appreciate you being here today.
Thank you.
Ajanah, you're back.
I'm back.
Thank you for coming back today.
Of course.
Oh, wow. How's your sister Aaliyah?
She's good. Just working, doing as much as we can do.
All right. Okay. Now, you have worked in the school system as well. Is that right?
No. My Aaliyah was a teacher.
Okay. All right. We're talking about youth a little bit today. Give me your perspective on what you see with our youth.
Well, I mean, I'm not too far off in age with, the youth of today, but I can say that there's a lot of growth that needs to be done. Just from the perspective of an older millennial, I would say, looking onto like the younger 20-somethings. Definitely a lot of learning. Like she said, accountability. They need help a lot. And just using, I don't see a lot of them using resources around them for help. So just encouraging them to do so, because it is a lot of people out here that loves them and care about their well-being. You know what I mean?
Right. Do you think we're doing enough to reach out to them? I mean, we set up the programs, we send out the flyers, but are we really doing enough to really grab their attention?
Well, I guess it all depends on where you are and what's going on in your community. I can say where I am, I can't say that they're doing enough. And like she said, going out and grabbing these people by the hand and say, hey, I can go with you. We can do this together. And just being that sister or brother to somebody, I feel like is needed for a lot of younger millennials and younger. Also, a lot of young people take on or feel like they have to take on the role of an adult, which they don't have to. Right. Be a child. And I feel like I had to learn that myself. My parents told me a lot. You will think back to these years and think, dang, I shoulda, coulda, woulda, did. So yeah, be a child. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, well, I do believe some find that they have to step up to the adult role every now and then, and that's why they may feel that pressure on their shoulders to be an adult right away, more than they had expected to be. Kenyetta, what do you think about that? Am I saying that correctly?
Oh, yeah, I think it's there. And that's why even something as simple as babysitting, right? Like I asked my son to watch his siblings, like he gets paid for that because I don't ever want him to feel like it's his responsibility to keep my kids. Like I want that to be very important. Because that's all it takes, 2 or 3. Because, as kids, they love their siblings. So they will do for them. But there's such a fine line. And as parents, we have to define those boundaries so that the lines don't get crossed, that it doesn't get blurred.
Okay. So let me ask you ladies this. Did you see the video that went viral maybe a couple of days ago? There's a young woman who said she was going to put her boyfriend or baby daddy on blast. And she's waiting for him to bring one of her, I believe, 4 siblings food from McDonald's. And so when he does arrive with the one bag, she's kind of giving us a little heads up that, okay, I bet he's only got just one sandwich in that bag for one kid, and I got 4 kids, and he always does this, blah, blah, blah. So, she's real angry when he does exactly what she said she predicted him to do, and that's show up with one bag of food for one of her 4 children. Mm-hmm. So she's fussing and cussing at him, and she's making this big old stink about him just bringing that one bag of food. And her argument was, how do you do this? You bring only one bag knowing I have all these children. You expect this one child to eat McDonald's in front of the other children. And his response was, well, this is, they're not my responsibility. That one child is my responsibility. So she takes the food, but then she slings it, she throws it on the ground, and she's still fussing about it. I read the different opinions of others, most of them criticizing the woman for doing that. Ajanah, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, I guess it's kind of hard for me to comment, being that I don't have children.
Uh-huh.
But after getting a little bit more context into the story, I can see her frustration. Mm-hmm. But just off surface value, just watching the video, to me, it's all about your approach to certain things. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she probably could have expected him to bring food for everybody, but you know what I mean? A conversation can clear up a lot of things, I feel. So her approach to it, I feel like, was a little nasty. Because, and again, like I said, it's hard for me to comment because I don't have children. Uh-huh. So I can't say he's wrong or she's wrong, but the approach could have changed the whole video.
Well, I think what you said was great right there. I'm going to give you a house applause on that. If the approach was different, the results may have been a whole lot different. And if she had said that early on, since he repeatedly done this, it could have been a different result. Although I sided with the man there in that situation, but I like what you said. Ms. Brown, what do you have to say to this?
I didn't see it. I honestly, I am knee deep in this program. Uh-huh. I mean, I'm dealing with middle school girls with drama every single day. Uh-huh. But I do appreciate that, Ajahnah, because approach does matter, right? Like it's so easy. And I just told the girls this week, it's so easy to be reactive, right? Mm-hmm. But if you on 10 and I'm on 10, how fruitful would that be? And I guess for me as an adult, I'm always mindful that my babies are watching me. Like I'm teaching Brittany about my husband and the way she conducts herself, whether it's direct and I sit her down and we have like a formal, sit down, and whether I greet him when he comes in the house, whether I roll my eyes behind his back. So all those things matter. How I act in front of her, in front of him, it matters. So yes. I like that. The approach, that's big.
Yes, it is.
Not being reactive.
Yes. And on that note, we're going to play a song written by Eclectic Soul. It's titled Good Days. Tell us a little bit about Good Days before we start playing this.
Well, Good Days is just like a feel-good number, a song of encouragement. I would like to say it's like a wake up, like a fresh off of sleep. You're starting your day type of feel. And you're not feeling good, but you need a little pick me up. Good Days is a good reminder that better days are ahead.
Okay, and this was written by you and your sister?
Yes, written by my sister and I.
Your sister singing it? Uh-huh.
Oh, no, I'm not going to sing it, but you going.
We're going to play it. We're going to hear it right now, and you heard it right here on Oak 93.5, Chat City with P. Ross.
Keep your head up. Good day. What's it gonna take? I got my money making y'all's milkshake. Talking real crazy, I put you in your place. And no matter what I do, I bet the bread calculates. Manifest it all, put it down on paper. Cause if you don't and won't, I bet them words will escape you. Erase you, kill your dreams, yellow tape you. So embrace life as it comes, no matter where it takes you.
Good days ahead. Good days ahead. Let's get this bread. Smile.
Look to the hills, keep your head up.
Good days ahead.
Look to the hills.
Let's get this bread. Breathe. Keep your head up.
Listen.
Black man, you've been on my mind lately. So I put up a prayer for you. I wanna see the best in you, inspired to. From the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. To bless you when you up and when you lay down to sleep. And when you hit the streets to get the bag, I hope you cover too. Cold world, blue collar, working hard for the dollar. And we hopeful, yes we are. Hopeful for today. Take this music and use it. Let it take you away. And be hopeful, hopeful. And you'll make a way. I know it ain't easy, but that's okay. Cause good days ahead.
Good days ahead.
Let's get this bread. Smile.
To the hills,
To the hills,
your head,
keep your head
to
up.
the hills.
Good days ahead.
Look to the hills.
Let's get this bread. Breathe. Keep your head up.
All right, good days. I love that
Thank you.
song.
Beautiful.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. For those of you tuning in, you're listening to Chat City with P. Ross. I am your host, P. Ross. If you like that song and want a ticket to see it possibly performed at an event, give me a call, 919-899-9305. I've been talking about that event since the top of the hour. Ajanah,
Yes, ma'am.
tell us about the event you got going on.
Well, Soulful Sundays is the title of the event,
Okay.
which is a summer series, of course, presented by Eclectic Soul, where we are having live entertainment and local artists showcasing local artistry and creatives in the area. We have local vendors where we're showcasing entrepreneurs and businesses locally. Interactive games. We'll have food, drinks. The pool has been treated and will be open. And you can get all this for $10.
Oh, okay.
All of a $10
All
ticket.
right. So what was the idea behind Soulful Sunday?
Well, originally when we were trying to plan our summer out, just trying to figure out what we're going to do this summer, we were going to promote our EP, it was just going to be like an EP release party.
Okay, and for those who don't know what EP is, tell us.
A short album, so like
Okay.
a body of work for like 2 or 3 songs. So
Okay.
not much, but just something to put out to radio stations and just promote yourself, really.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about your musical background, how you got started.
Okay. Well, before I get there, I want to talk about the goal and the reasoning behind the Soulful Sundays.
Okay.
The reasoning and the goal for Soulful Sundays is to kind of provide an unorthodox platform for artists, entrepreneurs, creatives alike, to showcase yourself no matter of genre, classification. For this event, we had like a title for this one, so it's the Outside Edition, where we're highlighting genres. So showing that music is more than rap, music is more than R&B, music is more than gospel. And so we're just showcasing that. My musical background, obviously, church.
Okay.
I mean, I can't get away from it. But yeah, so it started there, and then from there, R&B, so like Beyonce and stuff like that. But church, that's the originator for sure.
Now, how did Eclectic Soul decide, okay, we're going to sing this genre of music versus that genre of music?
Well, it's funny you ask, because we're still kind of figuring that out, which kind of plays on the title, Eclectic. So we're a little this, a little that, and all together we're Eclectic Soul. So, I mean, not really putting limits on it, so we're a little bit of everything, honestly.
And how long have you two been an item as far as a band?
2 years officially.
2 years.
2 years.
Okay, that's good. And if you have not heard them or watched them perform, I'm telling you, you are missing a treat. These young ladies have graced me with their presence in one of my events, or maybe two, or I've been able to work with them, and I've just been blessed to watch them. They are really good.
Thank you.
Great, I should say. All right. If you would like to experience Soulful Sundays, we have free tickets for you. Give us a call at 919-899-9305. We will be glad to give you one, or maybe two. We've got several to give away. And earlier in the show, I mentioned that June is Black Music Month. I had asked a question. I presented a question to see which artists you could name. I gave some information about this artist, and I wanted to see if you could name this artist, I should say, to win a win a ticket to this event. And this event is going to be held in Taylortown, North Carolina.
Yes.
You may not have heard of Taylortown, but I encourage you to Google it. Google Taylortown and see what you... Just take a drive to Taylortown if you are, a bit of a distance away, and just experience Taylortown, okay? And so what I brought up earlier in the show was this. Sorry, I'm going through my notes here, and I've got a lot. This particular artist that I chose to highlight today was born in Hamlet, North Carolina, September 23rd, 1926. He's labeled as one of the most influential jazz musicians ever to play. He played alto saxophone and tenor saxophone, which made him famous. He helped make modern jazz popular around the world. He was a composer and a band leader. If you have the answer to who this artist is that I'm referring to, give us a call at 919-899-9305 to win a ticket to Soulful Sundays. All right. We also have in the building with us Mrs. Kenyetta Brown. She is a youth director at a church in Sanford, North Carolina. And she has been sharing some great information with us on today's youth. If you would like to speak to her, if you have any questions for her, feel free to give us a call at 919-899-9305. This is Chat City with P. Ross on Oak 93.5 WRLY Raleigh. All right. So, Ajanah, we're going to talk a little bit more about Eclectic Soul. It's a catchy name. I love the way you've branded yourselves. And I do believe when you were here before, you mentioned that your mom had something to do with the name.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I don't really know the ins and outs on it because it was really a lot with my sister.
Okay.
But they were trying to come up with a name for something. Knowing my mama, I mean, ain't no telling what she was trying to do. But somebody said eclectic, and it just sparked off. And from there, Aaliyah presented it to me, and I was like, wow. I mean, I never heard of the word eclectic. So when I Googled it, I was like, yeah, that goes perfect for what we're trying to do for one, and it embodies who we are for two.
All right. We do have a caller.
Uh-oh.
Caller, you're live. Please state your name and the area you're calling from.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hi, my name is Dion Jones. I am calling from Spring Lake, North Carolina.
Hi. Thank you for calling into Chat City, Ms. Jones. Are you calling to answer one of the questions that we do you want to talk to one of our guests, or do you want to answer the question to win a free ticket? Or both? You can do both if you want.
I just was calling in to represent my knowing Miss Brown on the panel today, and I was just wanting to know that she's doing, to let you all know how much of a good work she's doing in her youth department at her church. Earlier this week, I was just sharing with my daughter who did a summer camp for her as a speaker. So I was just calling in to just, represent, let her know that I was supporting her, and I appreciate you even having her on this evening.
Oh, yeah, it's a pleasure to have her here. And it's very special that you called and mentioned that of her today. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
We're going to give her a house applause. All right. Thank you, Ms. Jones.
Yes.
All right. So, Ms. Brown, good reports for you.
Amen.
Yes. All right. You still have a chance to win a ticket if you would like to. 919-899-9305. And this is for Soulful Sundays in Taylortown, North Carolina, presented by Eclectic Soul. All right. And we have one part of Eclectic Soul here with us today, Miss Ajahnah Lambert. Ajanah. So what else have you ladies have been doing? You have any concerts coming up or any other projects that you're going to be working on?
Well, we're still working on our EP. That's ongoing. But we're trying to find a date for our final event for the summer. So this event for the 10th of July is the second of the 3-part series. So our next big thing will be the third event. We're trying to find a date in August. So, just stay tuned for that date. But outside of that, we're always writing, creating, and really just trying to get this EP together and out.
Something you two usually do, or I've seen you do, is present videos along with your music. And I just love the videos I have seen. I love them, especially the one you did during COVID-19 when everything was so sad and humdrum and nobody knew what to do.
Yeah.
And I know you mentioned when you were here before that some people were actually offended by the video.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that COVID-19 video, and then tell us about the other videos that you have done and where we may see them.
Okay. Well, the COVID-19 video started as just trying to lighten the situation a little. I know it was a very tough time for some families, but to others, the world just shut down. So we're in the dark. And so we just did what we thought would be fun. Just to keep our hands moving, keep us working a bit. And we did a parody to, it was a Rod Wave song. I'm not sure the name, but, like I said before I was here last, some people didn't accept the video, how others may have. And I like I said, I totally understand that they may have had a loss with COVID. And to us, we're joking around. And it was early on, so we weren't as sensitive to the subject. But we lived, we learned, and to me, it's still funny.
Okay. Yeah. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I really did. And I had lost some family members to COVID. You know, we all just have different situations with that. But and in anything tragic in life, somewhere, somehow, someone is inspired to make the lemon into lemonade.
That's right.
That's
So I appreciate that. We're going to experience some other good music from Eclectic Soul at this particular time. This song is called First Place. Tell us a little bit about First Place before we play it.
Well, First Place, just, kind of like Good Days, just an encouragement. That's something we're big on, just encouragement. Because, like she said, grabbing somebody's hand and just say, hey, here, I'm with you. No matter what you're going through, we can do it together, is so impactful to certain people. It could come across a certain way to somebody that it won't come across to somebody else.
Yes.
So, First Place is just a mantra, a reminder. Where you are in life, you're always number one. No matter the relationship, the situation, you're always number one. You should always put yourself first.
All right, and you're going to hear it here right now on Chat City on Oak 93.5, First Place.
Take global.
First place. I can't be second to nobody. Your minds will go and cut me off. I ain't coming in second, cause I know my worth. Now I gotta hit you where it hurts. Strike one, we had just begun. My very first kind of love that hits the worst. Gave all I had and it weren't enough. My trust had my love on tuck. How could you do this? Then you said I was. For your trophy stand. Must have bumped your head when you said that's who I am the prize. And if any of your homies or them hoes say otherwise, I'll be sure to let them know. I can't be second to nobody. Your minds will go and cut me off. Coming in second, cause I know my worth. And I know now I gotta hit you where it hurts. Strike three, I believe it's my time to take the throne. Cause I know love has made a fool of me again. This time me first, and this time I'm gonna put me first. So many faces around me, but people aren't who they claim to be. People aren't who they claim to be. Stay true and stay real. Stay real. These are the keys that'll set you free. Is it my name? Don't hold weight. My energy has changed direction because of your lies. Cut these so tight. By the time you realize I'm numero uno. I can't be. Your mind will go and cut me off.
You want a lady in the streets, but a freak in the bed. You got one on your hip and another playing in your head like, I thought I was your lady. Now I gotta block you cause you got me looking crazy.
Written by Eclectic Soul. All right. So now, if you got a little more time to win a ticket to possibly see that song performed, call in at 919-899-9305. We have free tickets here for you to experience Soulful Sundays in Taylortown, North Carolina. All right. We are almost at the close of our show. And I want to bring up two very significant things that have happened over the past week. I'm going to start with singer R. Kelly. Are you too familiar with what he's been in the news about as far as last day? So, you have? You are?
A little bit.
Okay, all right. So he was just sentenced to 30 years in prison for an ongoing trial that he's been involved in as far as rape and young women. R. Kelly, of course, is a world-renowned, one of the biggest superstars ever to hit the stage. I'm talking big like James Brown, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston. Matter of fact, he has written for some of these artists. And unfortunately, he was found, he was said to have raped young women. A lot of these women were, I do believe, fans of his and somehow connected to him. Right now, he is facing 30 years of prison. A lot of people on social media have voiced their opinions of this. You have a lot of R. Kelly fans out there. And a lot of those people are saying that the parents are accountable for allowing their children to be backstage with him while they are on site at his concerts. Hence him having access to them and inviting them to his home and so on. Let's start with Ajanah. What do you think about this?
Well, I mean, for the victims, I mean, childhood trauma is real.
Yes.
So that they can never get back. Not that they're ruined, but that part of their life, I mean, it's stuck with them. So 30 years can't amount to somebody's life, I feel. But I mean, justice was served, I guess. I mean, for what it's worth, justice was served. But like I said, those was children's lives. They will always remember that and him for that reason. So, I mean, justice was served as much as it could be.
Okay. And Kenyetta.
I'm rocking with Ajanah as far as the childhood trauma. You know, here I am at this age and I'm still unpacking some stuff. Was it rape? No, right? But that stuff, it has such lasting implications on your life. And I hear, the backlash with, the parents and all of that. But it's hard for me to kind of go down that rabbit trail when my heart is just with these victims. It's so much stuff that goes on. And, for me and I kind of got into this with these girls this week. When you're raised in environments that say what goes on in my house, stay in my house, you can be going through so many different things. And if nothing is done, then how do you feel cared for? How do you feel protected? How do you feel provided for? So if there's no justice, as you say, and can we really say the length of time that, has been allotted is justice? But I'm just happy to see something being done because there's so many women and girls that are suffering in silence and nothing is being done because of things that has been embedded in us. And then you grow and you try to move forward and you're wondering why you can't.
Yes. Kenyetta, what advice do you have young women or young men, the youth who are facing something such as this? What advice do you have for them if they're listening right now? How do you tell them to handle the parent or the uncle or the aunt that's telling them what I've done to you, you shouldn't tell?
Tell somebody. There's somebody that they trust. Tell somebody. I can't stress that enough. Tell somebody.
What if they feel like they don't have anybody to tell or have anybody to trust? Do you recommend that they call the police or see someone such as yourself, the youth director?
So the tell somebody can be literally anybody. So like if they're in school, we know we're out of school, but there's the resource office, there's a social worker, there's a guidance counselor. That's why I said tell somebody. If it's your pastor, if it's the usher on the door, tell somebody that they trust. I think that most children, I'm not going to say all children, but most children have someone that they trust. Even if it's a peer, tell somebody.
And I mean, just to, because I've heard of situations, okay? Even if they tell somebody that they trust and they are told you're lying or you're not telling the truth, what's
Keep
the next
telling
step?
it.
Keep telling it. Okay.
Seriously.
Okay.
Squeaky wheel.
Yes.
Keep, that's the worst thing, to not say anything, because then it eats you out from the inside out.
Okay.
So you got to just keep telling somebody.
Yes. Yes.
Even if it's on a TikTok video. They're using TikTok for everything else.
Right.
That's my good word. Tell somebody. Somebody will hear it. Tell somebody.
Okay. All right. Roe versus Wade. Abortion has been overturned in this country. I personally am a pro-lifer, but I'm not going to let my beliefs affect anybody else. I mean, just wanted to get your opinions on, just want to hear what you're thinking on Roe versus Wade. Kenyetta?
I'm going to defer to my sister here only because I'm on church staff and I can't speak as freely as I'd like.
I understand. Ajanah?
Well, I know it is a very touchy subject, so I'll just say I'm pro-choice, whatever that choice may be. That's where I stand behind it, and I'll leave it there.
Okay. All right. You have been listening to Chat City with P. Ross on Oak 93.5. We are at the top of the hour. My very special guests today are Kenyetta Brown, youth minister, and Miss Ajahnah Lambert of Eclectic Soul. Ladies, it has been a pleasure having you here with me today.
Thank you so much.
Unfortunately, we were not able to give any free tickets. But I would like to offer the ticket to the caller that did call in, if that's okay with you, Ajahnah.
Yes, that's fine with me. And before you close off, I'm sorry. I want to leave them here.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you want one, you can take one. And whoever else, I got 5. So
okay, thank
they
you,
here. Yes,
thank
ma'am.
you so very much. And I encourage you to get these tickets because you'll have an amazing experience, I'm sure. How do we contact you again, Ms. Brown, for your youth summer programs?
910-574-6280.
And Ajanah for Eclectic Soul?
You can find us on Instagram at Eclectic Soul _ lowercase x, then the number 2, or at Eclectic Soul on Facebook.
All right. Again, ladies, I really appreciate you being here with us today.
Yes, ma'am.
And listeners, we thank you again for tuning in at another episode or another segment of Chat City with P. Ross. I'm your host, P. Ross, and we hope to see you next week. Have a great Independence Day weekend.
There you go.
All right.